Well, you know, David Hollingsworth is a lawyer, and he's going to take your calls and questions in a very short while at 613-750-1211 or 1-888-750-1211. And now, this is the kind of the calm period for David, because he has 3 kids, 2 of whom had their first day of school today.
That's right.
Which makes a lawyer think of the first day of school sorts of issues, and the one that you're wanting to approach today relates to liability.
Sure. Well, there are a lot of liability issues surrounding school and back to school, but what I was thinking of in particular was, in addition to the chaos around the house to get off to school in the morning, there's chaos on the roads. There are a lot of drivers who aren't used to having all the kids on the road. I think I heard on the show earlier there are over 100,000 kids on the roads today. So the drivers aren't used to it. The kids don't have their patterns and their routines yet, so it can be very, very dangerous on the road for these excited little kids. Just a couple of the laws and the rules that came to my mind are number one, in a residential school zone, the speed limit is reduced to 40 kilometers an hour. Whether it's posted or not, if you're 150 meters on either side of a school in a residential zone, that's the limit. Of course, and if you're behind a school bus, you have to stop. Their signs come out and they're lit up. You have to stop 20 meters behind the bus, and you have to wait until everyone's made their way across safely and the stop sign comes in before you can proceed.
And you know, that's one of the infractions that just no one ever, you can't talk your way out of that. It's just wrong, and people do the tisk from a distance if you in any way.
Right, but I think the thing is that people, you're not used to it. And so for the first little while, you sort of, oh, there's another bus, and you might be halfway through and you forget. And so one of the things is, I was just thinking of this as a bit of a reminder. You really have to use your common sense, and you really have to look out. And from a liability perspective, normally in a personal injury action, when you've been injured, it's up to you to prove that somebody else has done something wrong and that you've been injured as a result of somebody's misdeed or negligence. But in a motor vehicle versus a pedestrian context, it's what we call a reverse onus. So that if you're a motorist and you strike a pedestrian, it's not up to them to prove that you did something wrong. It's up to you to prove that you did not do something wrong.
I think that will be news to a lot of our viewers, because it is a reversal of what is typically expected. Exactly.
So if you're going 42 in a school zone, then you don't have clean hands, as we say. And I mean, obviously, liability, you want people, health and safety is the most important thing, but when you get to the question of liability, you have to think of that.
So today, David told his kids to be really careful when they're out there, and of course made sure, and he's making sure that we are as well. But when we come back after the break,